知道那就不知者不为过，那咋办呢？我现在看到这个事了，我立马我得派个警察跟着他，我操！你出上一个交通意外，出上一个其他的什么意外，在我的这个地头上，我根本讲不清楚啊！又是个外籍人，我他妈这是有个政治影响的问题呢。你理解我心情没有？哎，对，就是他，就是那个学生的家庭的情况。现在我跟你说的话不能反映给他啊！我现在回去要派个警察过来便衣，为的是保护他，就是害怕他安全上的问题。你明白了没有啊？这是我们两个之间的话。
Anam bolsa, vay atam bolsa, Allah garip olam de başım, Allah gariplikte vay tula yığılap, Allah çizimde kalmadı yaşım. Allah etimnim al dediğin aşkın, Allah samındek sargıyıp yığılay.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to this Oslo Freedom Forum. It's an honor to stand here speaking to you today. The film On a Tightrope is portraying Uyghur children at an orphanage in Northwestern China. On a Tightrope was directed by Peter Loom and produced by Pariah Film of Norway in cooperation with the Rafto Foundation. The film shows how China is actively promoting the designification of Uyghurs, whereby cultural, linguistic, and religious aspects of Uyghur culture are outlawed, banned, or otherwise discouraged. The 8 to 10 million Uyghurs is one of the Turkic ethnic groups living in the northwestern region of present China. The Uyghurs call their homeland East Turkestan. The official Chinese name of the region is Xinjiang. It literally means new territory in the Chinese language. The predominantly Muslim Uyghurs face a similar plight as the Tibetans, but they have never enjoyed anything like the global sympathy extended to their next-door neighbors. Today, I will tell you the story of Mrs. Rabiya Kadeer. She was awarded the 2004 Rafto Prize while still in prison. By our people, she is recognized as the mother of all Uyghurs. Mrs. Kadeer is a moral pillar, a woman of truth and self-sacrifice who has made it her life's work to alert the world about the suffering of the Uyghur people. During the 1960s and 70s, life was extremely hard for the Uyghur people. There was widespread starvation, poverty, largely due to China's great leap forward and the Cultural Revolution. To provide for her family and children, Mrs. Kadeer started to make children's clothing and women's inner garments. Later, she started to travel to other cities in Xinjiang and even went to cities in mainland China to purchase rare goods for sale in Xinjiang. The Chinese government launched a reform and opening up policy in the early 1980s. Taking advantage of this new policy, Mrs. Kadeer opened a small market with booths in downtown Urumqi. She constantly expanded her business, and in 1992, Mrs. Kadeer was one of the richest entrepreneurs in China. She emerged as a symbol on how ethnic minorities and women could succeed in the PRC. In recognition of her outstanding entrepreneurship and significant contributions to women's rights, Kadeer was sent to the World's Women's Conference in Beijing in 1995, which was hosted by the then First Lady and the present Secretary of State, Mrs. Hillary Clinton. During this period, the human rights situation of the Uyghur people was quickly deteriorating as a result of the communist government's hardline policies and strike hard campaign targeting Uyghurs for voicing any kind of dissent to Chinese rule in Xinjiang. As a result of such severe repression, the Uyghur youth of the city of Gulya staged a peaceful protest against China's unjust rule in the Xinjiang region. They staged this protest peacefully on the February 5th till 7th, 1997. Thousands of young students went on the streets and they protested peacefully. Instead of listening to their legitimate grievances, the Chinese authorities sent in fully armed police, killed many, and arrested thousands of Uyghurs. Hundreds of executions followed soon after the peaceful protest, shocking the entire Uyghur nation. Such mass arrests and executions were unprecedented in the recent history. This became the infamous Gulya massacre. Mrs. Kadeer went to Gulya city to investigate the volatile situation after the massacre. She visited Uyghur parents whose sons were arrested and even killed. During this trip, she saw the atrocities committed by the Chinese government towards innocent Uyghurs. As a result of the Gulya massacre and the persistent human rights violations of the Uyghur people by the Chinese authorities, Mrs. Kadeer decided that she had no other alternative than to confront the regime with what she had seen and experienced.